Good morning to one and all present here. Today's lecture about programming in C. Before getting into programming C, I want to introduce you some of the basic concepts of language. This is programming language. Programming language is a formal language that specifies a set of instructions that can be produced various kinds of outputs. Programming language generally consists of instructions for a computer. There were various kinds of programming languages. First, the machine language, it will consist bits, that is zeros and ones. Assembly language, it uses mnemonic codes. And the next is high level language, what we are using today in all our programming languages, that is, it will have the English like statements that can be easily understandable by the humans. So, the next thing is C. C is a middle level programming language. Why we are saying C is a middle level language programming? Since it can be easily adaptable for both the high level as well as for low level programming. Since it can we can able to write system programming as well as application programming using C. And that too, C is a case sensitive language. The history of C, C was influenced by the previous languages called ALGOL, CPL, BCPL and B. It was evolved by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories. He got influenced by BCPL and B. Many of the ideas were derived from B language. By the late 1970s, C has evolved to traditional C. What are the benefits of C? Why we want to know about C? C is an unambiguous language. Whatever the platform we are using, we can see the C platform there. It is portable. You can write a small set of codes and you can port the codes wherever you want. Sometimes, and that too, C is a very simple language. It can be easily learned and it can be easily practiced. You don't want to depend on any other prerequisites for this language. C is a versatile language. It was widely used in drivers, compilers, etc. And the next thing is C is available as a free platform, so that you can easily download and you can easily use. What are the applications of C? Where are the C languages used? C is used to develop new operating systems. For example, Linux, Unix, all these are new operating systems which was evolved with the help of C. It can be used to develop compilers. You can use simulators using C. You can write print spooler programs using C. You can write embedded systems using C, and you can write program software utilities using C. These are some of the real-time applications based on C. For example, programming languages. All these programming languages was developed with the help of C. Java, C++, Python. And the next is operating system, what we are using today, Linux and its variants, Unix and its variants, Sun OS, all these OS was developed with the help of C. Web browsers, Firefox, Google Chrome, all these are web browsers which can be easily downloadable and free for the users. All these things were developed with the help of C. Databases like MySQL, DB2, etc. These databases was developed with the help of C. Web servers like Apache HTTP server was developed with the help of C. So, when you are going to learn C, we can program to all set of programming. For example, you can write system programs as well as you can use those programs for application development. This is the basic structure of C programming. You can write commands. There are two types of commands available in C programming. One is // you can use that for a single line commenting, and then is / with asterisk, you can use multi-line commands also with the help of commands. And the next is pre-processed statements, and C is an language which will have functions with it. At least one function should be used with the help of C. That is, for example, you have to use at least main functions in C. All the codings will start from the main programs. declaration part and definition part. What are the variables we are going to use within the program should be declared only in the declaration part, and the next is definition part of the program. Whatever we are going to write, you have to write in definition part. We can discuss the programs in later sessions. First, before getting deeper into the C, we have to know about the character sets available in C. So, the character sets are the fundamental raw materials of a language. Each and every language will have its own character set. Here, the character sets are alphabets. We can use both the uppercase and lowercase digits. All these things can be used as a character sets. The characters, the group of characters will form variables, operators, keywords. All these things can be found only with the help of the characters available in C. Special characters, these special characters can be used in C. White spaces, for example, blank space, escape sequences, horizontal tab, vertical tab, all these things can be used in C. So, and the next is token. Token is the basic component of a language, programming language. This C programming has 5 set of tokens: constants, identifiers, operators, reserved words, and separators. This is a small individual unit of a C program. They are keywords, identifier, constants, and special symbols. Identifiers are the names that are given to the various program elements such as variables, symbolic constants, and functions. Identifier are used to identify for why the variable is used. So, we have to give a specific name or the name which can be understandable for all others during writing your own programs. Variables are functions, identifiers that is called as a symbolic constants. To name an identifier, there are some set of rules. You have to follow these rules when you are going to have when you are going to name your identifiers. For example, when you are going to name your identifier, you have to use alphanumeric characters and underscores within the name specifications. The first character should be an alphabet or an underscore. You should not use special characters or the digits in this first character. C is a case distinguishable language, so you have to be stick on to a particular case what you are using in a declaration. The reserved words are not allowed for naming the words. However, part of an identifier reserved words can be used in identifiers. For example, I have given here 2 examples. One are the legal identifiers and the next is illegal identifiers. For example, if you are going to name the variables, you can use underscore names or a set of characters what you want to use in your name. You should not use the digit or special characters in the starting place of identifiers. Keywords, the next token what we are going to see. Keywords are the words which have a special meaning which was already defined to the compiler, so that you can't use these words for naming any identifiers. Keywords may be also called as reserved words. All C compilers support 32 keywords. Keywords can be used only for their intended purpose. What are the purpose? It is already defined. It should be used for a particular purpose. Keywords cannot be used as a program identifiers, defined identifiers. Keywords cannot be used as names of variables. These are some of the keywords I had shown here, but there are 32 keywords which can be supported by C. Data types. Before getting into all those tokens, I want to introduce data types so that you have a clear idea of knowing other tokens. Data type is a data storage format that contains a specific type or a range of values. The kind of data that variables may hold when doing a particular program. C data types can be classified into 3 categories: primary or fundamental data types, derived data types, and user defined data types. Primary data types, these are the primary data types. The fundamental, this can be called as primary or fundamental data types: integer, character, float, double and void. So these, I have shown this in chart. Integer is having its extensions like integer, unsigned integer, short integer, unsigned short integer, long integer. All these are types of integer. Character can be called as assigned character or unsigned character. Floating point type can be named as floating, double and long. It all depends upon the program what you are going to write and the variable what you are going to use and how you are going to use your particular variable and how how much value the particular variable is going to contain. Integer type are used to store whole numbers. The size and the range of integer type I had given here. It supports 16-bit machine. For example, type integer or signed integer, it will occupy 2 bytes in your memory in the program. It ranges from -32768 to 32767. Unsigned integer will hold 2 bytes. It ranges from 0 to 65535. Short integer or signed short integer, it will occupy a single byte. It ranges from -128 to 127. Unsigned short integer, it will also occupy a single byte. It ranges from 0 to 255. And the next type is long int or signed long int. It will occupy 4 bytes in your memory. It ranges from -2 147 483 6482 plus 217 483 647. And the next is unsigned long int. It will also occupy 4 bytes in your memory. It ranges from 0 to 4294 697 295 values. And next is floating point. The floating point data type will hold the real numbers with it. The types of floating points are float, and the float will occupy 4 bytes in the memory. It ranges from 3.4 e -38 to 3.4 exponential part plus 38. And the next type is double. It will occupy 8 bytes in the memory space. It ranges from 1.7 exponential -308 to 1.7 exponential plus 308. And next type is long double. It will occupy 10 bytes in the memory space. It will occupy it ranges from 3.4 e -79322 to 1.1 e plus 4932. And next type what we are going to discuss is character type. Character type are used to store a single character. This can be taken in 2 ways. One is character or signed character. It occupies a single byte in our memory space. It ranges from -128 to 127. And the next character type is unsigned character. It will also occupy 1 byte in your memory space. It ranges from 0 to 255. And the next data type is void type. This specifies that that particular data type is not holding any set of values, that it is going to return only 0 or nothing it is going to return. Next data type is derived data types. It can also be called as complex data types. Derived data types in C languages are arrays, functions, structures, unions, pointers and enumerators. All these things will be discussed in the later sessions in detail. User defined data types are the data types which the data type can be declared or defined with the help of the programmers itself. I mean, you can declare your own data types. Constants, and we are continuing again with the tokens. Constants. Constant in C refers to a fixed value that do not change during the execution of a program. CONST is a keyword is used to declare the constants. Syntax. Constant, what are the data type we are going to use? The data type and identifier name. that is equal to the value we are going to assign. For example, we are given an example constant, the keyword data type is integer here, a the identifier name, and 12 is assigned to the identifier a. There were different types of constants available. They are integer constant, floating point constant, character constant, and string constant. Integer constants holds the whole numbers. It will not hold any fractional path. Thus, the integer constant consists of a sequence of digits. Integer constant can be written in different number systems like decimal, octal, or hexadecimal. For example, we are given two set of examples here. One is valid constants and the next is invalid constants. 0, you can declare 0 as a constant value, 1 a sequence of numbers, or you can give signed values also here. For example, the next set of examples consists of invalid characters. Here 13,002, we should not use special characters when we are going to use constants. So illegal character comma is used here, so it is considered as an illegal constant. And the next example 203.0, we are using again a special character here, that is a dot, which should not be used when we are going to specify a constant. And the next is 10 space 20 space 30. It is also called as an illegal constant since it consists of blank spaces between it. And the next example is 045. The first number should not be 0. So these are some of the invalid constants when we had discussed here. When we are going to assign a constant value, we have to keep these things in mind and we have to carry out the program. Floating point constants. Floating point consists of base 10 numbers that contains either a decimal point or an exponent, or both can be used. I have given here also some valid constants and invalid constants. For example, 1.0, this can be used since point can be used in floating point. 0.1 is also acceptable. 2 exponent minus 4 is also acceptable. Minus 0 point, we can use signed and unsigned integers, float numbers in floating point constants. And next is invalid constants. I have given some examples. 1, it is not having any decimal or exponential part, so it cannot be called as a valid constant here. Next is we had given some special characters in the next example, and the next is 2, it is not having any exponential or dot values here. 3, it is an illegal character since it consists of space and it is not having any exponent part here. Next is integer and floating point constant. When we are going to use integer and floating point constant, we have to have these things in mind. These should represent only numbers and it should have only numeric constants with it. What are the rules to be followed when we are going to use integer and floating point constants are, you should not use comma and blank spaces within the constants. It should not be preceded by the minus r plus sign here. If it is desired, the value of a constant cannot exceed specified minimum and maximum bounds. It depends upon the compiler what we are going to use in your system. It may vary depending upon the compilers we are using. And the next is character constant. A character constant is a single character enclosed in a single quotation mark. So I have given some of the examples here. For example, capital A, it is enclosed in a single quote. B, if we are going to give a digit in a single quote, this will be considered as a character. And next is small c. What are the things? Either in uppercase or in lowercase, we can define the character constant, but it should be used with the case sensitiveness. Characters are stored internally in computers as coded a set of binary digits which have the positive decimal integer equivalents. It will return the positive values when we are going to print this as integer or floating values. For example, in ASCII machine the value of A is 65. And the next is a string constant. A string constant consists of 0 or more characters enclosed in a quotation mark. And there is a difference between a single quote and a double quote. I have given the example here. For example, a single quoted A will occupy only 1 byte. When we are going to give the same alphabet in double quotes, it will occupy 2 bytes. So this is the difference here. For example, how we are going to declare a string constant. I have given an example here. And next is the backslash characters, or it can be called as white spaces. White spaces used here, also known as escape sequence in C language. It is used in output functions. Sequence of characters does not represent itself. It will be translated into another form in the output function. For example, if you are going to use a backslash A in your print statement, it will give you a bell sound. If you are going to use backslash B, it may give you a backspace. So these are some of the escape sequences available in C. And next is special symbols. The special symbols available in C, we can cover all the special symbols that we are using in today's keyboard. The following special symbols are used in C, having some special meaning and thus cannot be used for some other purposes. So you cannot use these special symbols for any other purposes. For example, the curly braces. The curly braces is used to denote the starting and ending of a program. The parenthesis is used to indicate the function, and the brackets is used to describe an array. So these are some of the special characters, special symbols available in C. And next is a variable. A variable can be used to store a value of any data type. The name has nothing to do with its type, but whenever you are going to name a variable, you have to give a meaningful name for a particular variable, so that it can be easily understandable for others when they are going to execute your program. Syntax for naming a variable: data type, variable name. If you are going to give more number of variables for a particular data type, then you can give like this. It should be separated by commas and it should end with a semicolon. Variables should be separated with the commas and it should end with semicolon. To declare the variables, you can use one of the keywords according to the need. Follow the keyword by an identifier. For example, the data type. And here we had given two examples. One is an integer data type and the next is character data type, integer, age and character C. So when we are going to name a variable, the data type what we are going to use, we have to use the keyword equivalent for the particular data type. For example, if you are going to declare a variable data type, character data type, we have to use char to represent the character. If you are going to declare an integer variable, then you have to intimate that as int. So these are some set of keyword equivalents for the data types available in C. And declaration, I have given some of the examples for how you are going to declare the variables in your program. Variables are used to variables which are used later in different parts of the functions may be declared in the first part of the program. Variable declaration tells the compiler two things. One is the naming the variable, the name of the variable, what we are going to use, and what type of what type of data does the variable is going to contain. Variable should be declared before it is used. Here I have given some of the examples. For example, integer a is equal to 10, float b is equal to 3.42, and character you have to define like this. The value can be literal or an expression. For example, if you are going to give an expression, you can use integer, a particular variable name is equal to what the expression you are going to use, and multiple assignments is also permitted in C. For example, I have given integer a is equal to b is equal to 10, so a will also have the A will be assigned 10 and B is also assigned with the value 10. And next, expressions. In programming, an expression is a legal combination of symbols that represents a values. C programming provides its own rules for expressions, whether it is legal expressions or illegal expressions. For example, in the C language, x plus 5 is a legal expression. Every expression consists of at least one operand and can have one or more operators within it. Operands are the values and operators are the symbols that is used to do a particular action. Arithmetic expressions, if you want to execute a particular arithmetic expressions, we can combine the variables, constants and operators arranged as per the usage of a programmer. It can handle any complex expressions. Given two examples here. And how you are going to evaluate an expression? Expressions are evaluated using an assignment statement of the form variable that is equal to expression. Whatever the expression you are going to give, you have to give that in right side. So it will be assigned to the left side variable what you are going to use. Variable is any valid C variable name. When the statement like the above form is encountered, the expression is evaluated first and then the value is assigned to the variable on the left hand side. All the variables used in the expressions must be declared and assigned values before the evaluation is attempted. Expressions are evaluated based on the operator precedence and associative rules. When an expression contains more than one operator, it will follow the particular precedence of an operating system. Type conversions. Typecasting refers to a change of a variable of one data type into another. The compiler will automatically change one data into another to make a particular sense. For instance, if you assign an integer value to a floating point variable, the compiler will convert it into a floating point value. Casting allows you to make this type of conversions explicit or to force it when it could happen normally. Type conversions in C can be classified into following two types. One is implicit type conversion and the next is explicit type conversion. When the type conversion is performed automatically by the compiler without the programmer's intervention, such type of conversions is known as implicit type conversions. Explicit type conversion, the type conversion performed by the programmer by posing the data type of an expression to a specific type. This is called as explicit type conversion. The explicit type conversion is also known as typecasting. Typecasting is done in C in the following form: data type expression, where data type is any valid C data type and expression may be a constant, variable or an expression. Statements. The next topic what we are going to discuss is statement. A statement is a command given to the computer that instructs the computer to take a specific action such as display to the screen or collect input or to display the output. A computer program is made up of a series of statements. These these types of statements are compound statement, expression statement, selection statement, iteration statement and jump statements. So and next what we are going to discuss is about operators. C language support a rich set of built-in operators. An operator is a symbol that tells the compiler to perform a certain mathematical or logical manipulations. Operators are used in programs to manipulate data and variables. C operators can be classified into following types: arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators, conditional operators and special operators. So when we are going to talk about arithmetic operators, it is used to perform mathematical calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus in C programs. I have given an example. Let us assume that x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 3. Let us see how the addition is going to be performed in programs. For example, if you are going to use an plus operator plus in the program, it will add two operands in the particular area. For example, if x plus y are given, it will give you the result as 13. If you are going to use minus in the same place, it will give you the result as 7, since it will subtract the second operand from the first operand. In the same place, if you are going to use an asterisk symbol, that is used for multiplication, it will multiply both the operands and it will return you the result as 30. If you are going to use slash, that is used as an division symbol here in C, x divided by y will give you the result as 3. Since both the variables are integer variables are defined, I had assumed, so it will give you only 3. It will not give you 3.5 or whatever the value is. It will give you only the integer part. And the next is symbol is modulus symbol. This gives the remainder of an particular individual division. If you are going to use x modulus y, it will give you the remainder value, that is 1 as a result here. And next set of operators what we are going to see is relational operators. Relational operators are used to compare logical, arithmetic and character expressions. Each of these relational operators will take two operands at a time. Each of these operators compares the left side and the right side. The whole expressions involving the relational operator evaluated only with the help of the expression, operators available in it. It evaluates to 0 if the condition is false, and it will produce you 1 if the condition is true. If I am giving you another example here, if we are going to assume x as 10 and y as 5, let us see what is going to be written with the help of the relational operators. For example, less than symbol, this is the operator which is used to describe the lesser values. For example, if x is less than y, I had given already here x as 10 and y as 5, so the condition is false, so it will return you 0. If we are going to apply the greater than symbol here, it will give you the result as 1, since we are giving x as 10 and y as 5. If we are going to apply again less than or equal to, since the condition is false, it will give you the result as 0, and if you are going to apply the operator greater than or equal to here in the same place, it will give you the result as 1. If you are going to give double equal to, that is used to specify whether both the variables are equal to or not, it will give you the result as 0, since x is different and y is different, x is 10 and y is 5 here. So it will give you the result as 0. And exclamation and equal to is used to refer not equal to here. So x not equal to y, the value is true, since both the values are not equal, both the values are different, and it will give you the result as 1. The logical operators, what we are going to see next is logical operators. Logical operators are used to compare or evaluate logical and relational expressions. Let us assume if x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 5, how the logical operators is going to be performed in your program. Both the things are and symbol, that is ampersand symbol, and two ampersand symbols are used to specify logical and two pipe symbols are used to specify logical or, and exclamation symbol is used to specify logical not. For example, I have given you an expression here, x is less than y and x is equal to 0. When we are going to use logical operations, it has to evaluate both the expressions separately. For example, x is less than y. Here the statement is true, x is less than y. So it will produce you the result 1, and we are going to check whether x is equal to 3. Both the things are true. So if both the things are true and both the things are giving you the result as 1, it will return you a true. And next is a logical or. I have given the same values here. If x is greater than y and x is equal to 3, x is greater than y, here the logic is given as wrong, since x is 3 and y is 5. So it will give you the result as 0, that is false, but x is equal to 3, that expression is true. Since we are going to deal with a logical OR, that should be a type symbol, so it will proceed with 0 and 1. So it will give you the result as true. And the next is the logical NOT. If you are going to check A is less than B, it can be taken A's value should be less than B's value, and if it is going to be true, then it will give you the result as false. So next is bitwise operators. Next set of operators we are dealing in C. Bitwise operators operate on an individual bits of an integer system. This is useful for writing low-level hardware or OS codes. Bitwise operators are not applied to float or double. It cannot be used in float or double values. The bitwise shift operator used to shift the bit values. The left operand specifies the values to be shifted, and the right operand specifies the number of positions the bit in the value have to be shifted. Both operands will have the same precedence. We will deal with the precedent in the later slides. For example, I have given you an example here. If A is equal to, since it is going to deal with the bitwise operators, I have given bit values. A is equal to 000, 1, 000, and B is equal to 2. If I am going to shift the operators A, left shift and right shift, I have given two shifts, left shifts and right shifts. If it is going to be shifted, the values will be shifted 2 times. So okay. And next bitwise operators, single AND is called as bitwise AND, single OR is used as bitwise OR, and the cap symbol is used for exclusive OR, and double less than symbol is used as a left shift, and double greater than symbol is used as a right shift. We are given an example here. If we are going to assign the values for A and B, and if it is going to be operated with the help of bitwise operators, we will get these set of results. If both the values, that is A and B, is equal to 0, it will produce 0 in A and B. If both the results is 0, it will produce the result 0, then we are going to use A or B, and it will give you 0 if we are going to use NOT symbol. If A is 0 and B is equal to 1, and will give you a 0 result, since any one of the values producing false output will be taken as false in A and B. And in OR, if anything is taken to true, it will be taken as true value there. So these are some of the values which are discussed with the help of bitwise operators. And next is assignment operators. Assignment operators is used to assign values for variables that we are going to use in the programming languages. For example, equal to is an operator. It is used to assign the values from the right side to the operands in the left side. I have given an example. A is equal to B. The value in the B will be assigned to the value in the A. For example, the next assignment operator is plus equal to. It adds the right operand to the left operand and assigns the result to the left. I have given you an example there. A plus is equal to B is same as A is equal to A plus B. Both the things will produce you the same result. And the next the same like plus is equal to, and next is minus is equal to. It subtracts right operand from the left operand and assigns the result to the left operand. So I have given the example there. And the next is multiplication is equal to. It will multiply left operand with the right operand and it will be assigned to the left operand. Divides is equal to. It will divide the operand with the right operand and assign the result to the left operand. Modulus will also do the same thing. It calculates the modulus using the operands and the values will be assigned to the left operand. And next one is an increment and decrement operator. These are unary operators. Operators can be classified into 3 parts. One is unary, and next is binary, and the next is ternary. When we are going to deal with unary operators, you can handle only one operand and an operator. If you are going to deal with a binary operand, it will have one operand, one operator and two operands. If it is going to be a ternary operator, it will have two operators and it will have more than two operands there. Increment and decrement operators is an unary operator. Increment operator is used to increment the value of the variable by 1. The increment can be done in two ways. One is prefix increment and the next is postfix increment. The operator precedes the operand, that is plus plus a. The value of the operand will be altered before it is used. For example, if we are going to use integer a is equal to 1 and integer b is equal to plus plus a, the value in the a will be added and then it will be stored in b. So this is the use of prefix increment. And next is postfix increment. In this method, the operand follows the operand. The value operand will be altered after it is used. For example, if a is assigned as 1 and b is assigned as a plus plus, or the value of the b remains same until the execution alters from that state to the next line. So, and the next is decrement operator. It is used to decrement the value by 1. The increment can be, the decrement can be done in two ways. One is prefix decrement and postfix decrement. In this method, the prefix decrement is, for example, if a is equal to 1, b is assigned to a using the prefix decrement minus a, it will give you the result. The b's value will be 0, since the operator will be altered before it is used. And the next is postfix decrement. Postfix decrement, here if we are going to assign a is 1 and b is equal to a minus minus, the b will resign, b will have the value as 1 until the execution is moved to the next line. And next is conditional operator. Conditional operators in C language are known by two names. One is ternary operators, or question mark and colon operator. The syntax of a conditional operator, it will have expression 1, and next is question mark, and expression 2 colon expression 3. For example, given the explanation here, before the expression, the question mark, we will have a certain expression. If the expression is true, it will execute the expression, second expression. If the expression 1 is false, it will execute the expression 3. This is called as conditional or ternary operator. There are some special operators available in C. These are size of operators which will return the size of the variable, and it will return the address of a particular variable, and pointer symbol which will be used to assign the pointer to a particular variable. And this is the table which shows you the precedence of an operator. For example, here curly braces, parentheses and square brackets will all have its single priority. Its associative will start from left to right, and these are some set of operators and its precedence, and I have given the priority according to the operators. If the operators are of same priority, it will write according to its associative, whether from left to right or from right to left. And next is library functions. There are some library functions available in more number of library functions available in C. These are the built-in functions which was already defined, so that we can just use those functions in our program. These are some of the mathematical functions available in C. For example, ceil, it is a library function. It will return you the integer value, nearest integer value passed within it. Sign, it will return the sign value of a particular value you are going to assign, and cars, it will give you the calculate the cosine value of a particular variable or a value assigned there. And next is exponential. It is used to calculate the exponential value. And these are some of the mathematical expressions. Square root, which is used to find the square root of a particular value. Power, this is used to find the power of the values available there. For example, if you are going to give power of 2, 3, then it will return you 8. 2 into 2 into 2. Right, and the next is truncation. It will avoid the floating point values available in a particular integer. So these are some of the input library functions available in C. Scanf, it is used to give give inputs to a particular set of values. And next are character, getchar. It is used to get a particular single character. Gets, it is used to scan a line using gets. Printf, it is used to output a particular statement. Putchar is used to print a particular or a single character. Puts is used to display a set of strings. So these are some of the library functions available in C. Abs, it is used to find the absolute value of a particular value, and random is used to generate random values, and it will give you only set of integer values. Thank you.